Magandang gabi mga kaibigan and welcome to another episode of Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal. At ngayong gabi napaka-importante ang pag-uusapan natin. Itong topic natin na ito is actually almost applicable to every single Filipino person dahil group ito ng mga lifestyle diseases na talagang and conditions na talagang importante. And to introduce my very special guest who was able to give us time today, Dr. Philip Sosing. Magandang gabi and thank you very much for joining us.
Hi sir, good evening po.
Okay, Dr. Philip is an from internal medicine from Las Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center. So medyo malayo-layo yun, pero thank you for giving us your time. So Doc, thank you again, and yung pag-uusapan natin is actually grouped as lifestyle diseases, no? Kung tatawagan natin in general, which is ang kasama doon is strokes, heart attack, and diabetes. Kasi alam ko yung bakit sila grouped together, because what you do to generally to manage one is you manage all of them already, no?
Yes sir. And also sir, yung cause ay isa.
Ay, okay, yung cause. Okay.
So kaya sila magkakasama, pwedeng ang high blood ay complication ng diabetes.
I see.
Pwedeng wala ka talagang high blood, but pero may diabetes ka, later on pwede kang magkaroon ng high blood. Then eventually yung two comorbidities na yun, yung high blood diabetes, will eventually lead to stroke or heart attack.
And so the complications continue.
Yes,
Kaya
sir.
ang importante is to recognize and of course prevent. Tama,
Yes, sir.
di ba, Doc?
Even na wala kang symptoms, dapat lagi kang nagpapa-annual or every 6 months o 3 months na pa-laboratory just to check yung cholesterol level mo sa katawan. Kasi kapag mataas po yung cholesterol, pwede kang later on ma-high blood, tapos eventually ma-stroke ka.
Okay,
Yun
so
po.
kailangan talagang aralin mo yung katawan mo.
Hindi porket wala kang nararamdaman ay wala ng indication for you na magpakuha ng dugo o magpa-examine sa doktor.
Oo.
Kasi yung may mga naramdaman, pag may naramdaman ka, mamaya simpleng sakit ng ulo, yung pala simptomas na ng stroke
Right.
or pagtaas ng blood pressure.
Doc, that's a very good point and I appreciate that yung sinabi mo na hindi ibig sabihin kung wala kang
Yes, sir.
nararamdaman that nothing is going on inside of you, tama?
Yes, sir.
Because ang pagkaalam ko rin, although hindi naman, ang pagkaalam ko itong heart attacks, diabetes and stroke, ang simptoma nito ay lumalabas na lang when it's already in a bad shape, di ba?
Yes, sir. Opo.
Pagka nagsa-start lang, nag-uumpisa ito, usually wala ka pa naman nararamdaman.
Yes, sir.
So, paano yan, Doc? We will just be doing dapat regular check-ups, ganon? Or para bang ano yung mga indications natin that we have to start? Kasi dati nung mas bata ako, okay na yung annual eh. Ngayon na mas tumatanda, di ba, mas nagiging mas frequent na rin ang pagkukuha ng dugo, pagtitake ng chest x-ray, ECG, ganon.
Actually, sir, yung age ay hindi na ito nagiging batayan para sa isang tao na ma-alarma na magpakuha ng dugo o magpa-examine
Okay.
sa doktor. Regardless of age, as long as na una, dapat malaman mo sa family mo kung may history ka ng high blood, the diabetes, kasi kahit okay yung way ng pagkain mo, mataas pa rin yung chance na mag-develop ka ng high blood tsaka
I
diabetes.
see. Okay. So, it's a family also.
Yes, sir.
Meron
Family
din
history.
kinalaman yung ano mo, yung genetic
Yes, sir.
predisposition
Opo.
or kung ano yung parang lahi, no? Kung ang lahi mo, kung nanay, tatay mo or lola at lolo ay meron itong diabetes or mataas ang cholesterol, parang kailangan mo ng bantayan bata
Yes,
ka pa.
sir. Opo. Yun, for example, yung sa high blood po, number one cause of high blood is still yung pagtaas po ng cholesterol. So you have to check for your lipid profile, total cholesterol,
Right. Okay.
no? And then for diabetes, yung fasting blood sugar, yung mga HbA1c. Then and then eventually, kapag may maramdaman ka na chest pain, we will do the 12-beat ECG. At pag may abnormality po doon, pwede pong ma-subject into 2D echo ultrasound ng puso.
Yes.
Pero, previously kasi, 40 old and above, pag sinabing 40, doon mo talaga dapat kasama yung overall na test na gagawin.
Pati yung stress test,
Yes,
kung
sir.
meron makita. Sabi nga nila, no, it's better to just do it and not need it rather than yung para at least you will know everything already. Sabi nga nila, peace of mind is very important,
Yes,
diba,
sir.
Doc?
Pero sa panahon po ngayon, ginagawa siya at earlier age.
Pagka
Okay?
sinabi mong earlier age, Doc, kasi dati noon, itong mga ito, palaging iniisip ng ating mga kababayan, no, ay pang matanda lang itong mga sakit na ito, pero hindi ito totoo because even mga bata can be obese. There's instances of obesity and even diabetes in
Yes,
young
sir.
children, di ba, Doc?
Okay po. Opo, sir. Actually, I'm from one of the DOH hospital, Dallas Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center. And tumataas po talaga yung kaso ng nai-stroke, na pupunta sa emergency room na less than 40s na hindi na nagigising.
Seriously?
O na mababa po yung sensorium, decreased sensorium. Yung iba po, nag-heart attack, no?
At less than 40, Doc?
Yes, sir. Opo.
Wow.
It's because of the lifestyle. So,
Okay.
acquired po yun, no?
Oo.
Kasi right and left po yung mga fast food.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Marami pong tao na fan po ng kumain ng mga junk foods, ng mga fatty foods, ng mga salty foods.
Tapos wala
mga
silang
processed foods.
silang
sir.
exercise.
Sedentary lifestyle po sila.
Yun. Okay.
Okay. So yung the recommended, sir, dapat at least 130 minutes of brisk walking per day.
Okay.
No, 150 minutes per week.
Okay.
Yun po, plus yung lifestyle po, plus yung lifestyle. Yun
Oh,
po.
pero kasi Doc, no, ngayon no, napansin ko kasi of course ang layo ng edad natin no
Yes, sir.
nung mas bata pa ako, at least during my time, there was really time for our parents or the households to cook something, yung para bang may baon ka from galing sa bahay. Pero ngayon with the different types of work and the different schedules, me included, hindi na natin na-follow yung
Yes,
breakfast,
sir.
lunch, and dinner.
Opo.
Most common is kumakain ng tao pagka may pagkakataon, di ba? At saka usually that time is very short, so wala nang ibang choice. I mean, well, the easiest choice is to go to a fast food restaurant, order, and then at least you can get it. Parang tayo naghahabol eh. Within 10 minutes, you can place your order, eat, and leave. And yun na yun eh, di ba?
Nung previous generation kasi, sir, lahat hindi fast track.
Right,
Ngayon
right.
po, fast track event po yung sa mga food, no? Kaya tama po kayo, it depends on the work of the person, no? Kung
On the lifestyle,
on the
actually.
lifestyle.
Oo.
Kung masyado po siyang busy, for example, Sunday na lang yung pahinga niya. So pag ganun po, wala na siyang time para mag-prepare,
Yes.
mamalengke,
Tama.
po, going
Kasi
to market.
proseso siya eh.
Yes,
Yung
sir.
para bang, if you're going to say, like, di ba, move to organic, move
Yes, sir.
to non-GMO, and dito ko siya isisingit, no? Kasi sa totoo lang, no, labels can claim many things. Eh.
Yes,
So,
sir.
even if you're going to, sige, mag-organic ako, mas mahal yan, di ba?
Yes,
Bukod
sir.
dun, mas mahaba ang proseso. But how sure are you, unless you get something really certified, eh, ilan lang naman talaga ang nagbibigay ng certification for
Yes, sir.
organic eh.
Opo.
And honestly, the reality is maybe 85%, 89% of the population cannot afford this. Yun ang katotohanan.
Actually, sir, share ko lang. Ako kasi, pag every time na mag-grocery ako, lagi kong double check yung nutrition facts.
Okay.
Yung sa likod. So, chinecheck ko yung gram ng sugar, yung gram ng sodium, kasi pwede pong mag-contribute yun para tumaas yung sugar mo, para tumaas yung
Okay.
BP mo, yung blood pressure mo, no? Like for example, kapag sobrang taas po kasi ng sodium, ang mangyayari sa katawan, kung nasa ng sodium, nandun yung tubig. So
Okay.
kapag masyado...
Yun ang water retention.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So kung marami pong tubig sa katawan, ang compensatory mechanism ng katawan, mag-increase po ng blood pressure. Kaya po, isa po sa lifestyle po o sa ina-advise namin na diet ng mga taong may high blood, previously na stroke or previously na heart attack, is to lessen po yung sodium intake o yung
Salt intake. Okay.
Apo.
Actually, kaya nga for a long time no kahapon na imbita ako to share a little experience I had yesterday. I was invited to lunch kahapon. And I don't know, sabi ko parang after that, I felt really weird because feeling ko that it was too much MSG.
Yes,
Tapos
sir.
nga, this morning, itong umaga lang na ito, when I looked at myself when I woke up, it was rather early, sabi ko, ba't ganito ang itsura ko? Parang I feel like I'm retaining a little bit more water than usual. And yun, di ba? Because there's retention because of too much sodium. And I can compare it as if, kung alimbawa, I didn't eat salad lang or kung alimbawa sashimi or sushi, ganon.
Yes, sir.
Iba because yung para bang hindi masyadong maraming oils or whatever, di ba? Makikita mo na, pero before, nung bata ka, you can eat anything and it
Yes, sir.
doesn't show. Yeah. Ngayon lang nga, iinom ka lang ng konti. Dati, malasing ka ng konti, a couple of minutes, yung para bang you wake up, pawisan ka lang,
Okay
it's
na.
done. Now it'll take 2 or 3 days. There's this downtime, Doc. And does that have anything to do with age also?
Yes, sir.
Oo.
Kasi as you age po, yung metabolism po ng katawan ng isang tao ay unti-unti ding bumabagal,
Okay.
bumababa. So that's why kapag po nagka-age tayo, mga 40s, 50s po, very difficult for them na magpapayat kasi yung metabolism po mabagal na to
And
begin
that is
with.
in general, Doc,
Yes,
no?
sir.
So,
Opo.
yung dating nagagawa mo, kung alimbawa, 30 to 40 minutes ka lang nag-exercise, makikita mo it's easier to keep an ideal weight.
Yes,
And
sir.
when you're getting older, when your metabolism slows down, you can be exercising for 2 or 3 hours and para bang where is it all going? Parang
Yes, sir.
ganyan. Pero pagka kumain ka, mas nakikita. Okay, so in other words, Doc, kailangan i-adjust natin, para bang the lesson here is i-adjust natin depending on our age and
Yes, sir.
activity level. So kung halimbawa, kakain ka ng buffet, okay, and hindi mo maiwasan, just make sure na you have time to exercise
Opo.
and burn kung ano man
Time
yung-
for yourself,
Oo.
actually.
Yung kung ano man yung ipinapasok mo, ay you will have a way na ilabas.
You
pa-
have to burn the calories,
Right.
all the calories na kinain mo during the buffet.
Oo.
Yun po.
So, yan ang masasabi natin kung nababalanse natin yan, hindi tayo magiging para bang biktima ng sedentary lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Kasi naniniwala ko na lagi nasa huli yung pagsisisi.
Totoo,
Okay.
Doc. Very
so, yung
true.
iba magsisisi kapag nakahiga na sa emergency room,
Oo.
na hindi na masyadong nagre-response, tapos inaatake sa puso, no? Kasi yung mga sakit na yun ay tuso.
Oo.
So, pwedeng okay ka, tapos pagkatalikod na ng doktor, eventually, kinukod ka na pala. So, best example for that is yung heart attack.
Oo.
For example, yung stroke, dadating ka, okay ka, tapos mamaya-maya, sir, hindi ka na pala nag-response, unresponsive
Talaga,
ka na.
Doc? Ganun
It's
ka
because
bilis?
of it depends on the type of stroke actually.
So,
Kasi-
maraming different
Yes,
kinds
sir.
also.
Opo, may 2 types po ng stroke. Yung isa po, CBD infarct o pagbabara.
Oo.
Yung pangalawa naman po, CBD bleed o pagdudugo. No?
I see. So, bara and dugo.
Opo.
Ito yung dugo, ito yung sinasabi natin aneurysm or hemorrhage. Tama?
Hemorrhage, sir. Yung CBD bleed po kasi yung pagdudugo sa utak is pwede pong sanhi ng aneurysm. Ibig sabihin, ng aneurysm, lumalaki po yung ugat sa taas po ng pressure ng dugo. Eventually, nagko-collapse po siya, pumuputok po siya. Kaya nagkakaroon po ng malawakang pagdudugo sa utak.
And yan ang nagkukos ng stroke.
Yes po.
Okay, so ayan. So, marami tayong pang dapat pag-usapan sa pagbabalik natin. We will talk about the difference of the symptoms and ano yung diferensya ng stroke at heart attack because kahit na ako hindi klaro sa akin kung
Yes,
ano
sir.
yung saktong diferensya because sometimes the manifestation is very similar, di ba, Doc?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, don't go away. Magbabalik po ang Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal makalipas lamang ng ilang paalala.
The 2025 was a meaningful year for Bingo Plus Foundation. As our purpose grew, it was time for a new chapter. Introducing DigiPlus Foundation.
Education is the bridge to opportunities. Through the Future Smart program, we empower learners and educators nationwide. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply learning for a better future.
Healthcare should come with no barriers. Kalusugan Plus delivers medical missions and Embrace Plus mental health support which empower every Filipino through compassionate and accessible healthcare. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply healing. One patient, one community at a time.
Every dream deserves a chance. In Wish Plus, we grant wishes, empowering individuals, families, and communities together with their partners. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply hope, dignity, and possibilities.
Disasters don't wait. Through the Bayanihan Plus program, we mobilize immediate response and recovery efforts. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply the spirit of Bayanihan across the nation.
DigiPlus Foundation is committed to delivering on our promise to bring help within everyone's reach. When support becomes accessible, impact doesn't just grow, it multiplies.
Madali pa mag-cash in sa Bingo Plus?
Sa Bingo Plus.
Official partner na namin ng Bayad Center. Easy!
License ba yun ng Pagcor? Sa Bingo Plus.
Kaya responsible gaming lagi.
Ang fun!
Gaming? Na may insurance?
Sa Bingo Plus.
Sa PhilFirst, insured ang wallet mo ng 1 million pesos.
Safe nga! Talaga namang...
Sa Bingo Plus.
Partnered with Bayad Center, licensed by Pagcor, protected by PhilFirst.
Sa Bingo Plus.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries.
Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Welcome back to Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal, and still with our guest, Dr. Philip Sosing from the Las Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center. Doc, ang ganda ng pinag-uusapan natin sa first gap, no? You were already explaining kung ano ang difference sa parabang manifestation sa stroke. Yung isa is bara, yung isa is bleeding.
pagdudugo.
Tama. Okay. And both of this is life-threatening, tama?
Yes, sir. Opo. Kasi, tawag dito, yung infarct kasi pagbabara, ibig sabihin, pag may nagbara, ang cause kasi noon is taba, atherothrombotic. No?
Okay.
Or pwede din na cardioembolic. Ibig sabihin ng cardioembolic, meron kang problema sa puso, irregular yung rhythm mo o yung paggalaw ng puso mo, eventually, pwedeng mag-throw ng thrombus. No? Yun yung tinatawag na cardioembolic. Yung pag nagkaroon ka ng CVD infarct as one form of the stroke, yung part ng katawan ng utak mo na hindi nasusupply ng dugo is pwedeng mamatay.
I see, because you need a constant supply of blood.
So that's why yung naapektuhang parte ng utak, yung nawala ng blood supply, ay contralateral yung manifestation. For example, right side nung utak yung naapektuhan ng stroke, left side yung manifestation, yung weakness.
Okay, I see.
Actually, ganun din naman kapag bleeding.
Okay.
No, ang difference lang nung dalawa is yung isa pagbabara, yung isa pagdudugo.
Okay.
Pero yung sa pagdudugo, yung sobrang taas ng BP, no, mga
May sumabog.
above 160 over 100, no, magkokos yun ng pagputok ng ugat sa utak, no, pwedeng malawakang pagdudugo, eventually kaya yung pasyente pupunta na emergency room, tutulog-tulog, unresponsive, kahit mag-elicit ka ng pain, hindi sila nag-response because of that. Ayun.
Pero Doc, ano yung now that you mentioned it, para po sa ating mga viewers, no, ano ba ang range ng normal na blood pressure na you can say safe tayo?
Actually, sir, the normal is between 110 to 120 over 70 to 80. But if you're having diabetes, pwede na po yung 130 over 80.
Okay.
And then the rest po, dapat po, nako-control.
Okay. Ako kasi I'm 100 over 60 eh. That's the general average of my BP. Is that a little too low?
Yeah, actually, so it depends on the person eh. Merong mga tao normal sa kanila 90 over 60. Yung mga tao 110 over 80. Kaya nga po sir, pag nag-BP ka, always ask dun sa pasyente o dun sa bini-BP mo kung ano yung normal o usual range ng BP nila. Okay? For example, para ma-identify mo. For example, malawak ang pagdudugo sa utak, tapos bumabagsak na yung BP mo. Para ma-check mo kung hypotensive siya, itanong mo muna yung normal o baseline o usual na BP niya.
I see.
For example, ang BP mo 90 over 60, ang usual pala niya 90 over 60, so hindi pa rin siya in shock. Ibig sabihin, bumabagsak yung BP.
I see.
Opo. Yun, kaya napaka-important din sir na magtatanong ka kung ano yung usual na BP ng isang pasyente kasi doon mo din i-correlate eh.
Okay. So, kumbaga, not everybody has the same
Yes, sir.
presentations.
It depends. May mga tao po kasi na ang 120 over 80 ay nag-focus ng headache sa kanila, dizziness sa kanila.
Because that's high na for them.
Yes, kasi ang normal sa kanila nasa 90 over 60 o 100 over 70.
Okay,
Ganun po.
I see. So, kumbaga, you also have to know your patient. Okay, Doc, ito naman, ano ang diferensya ng stroke at heart attack?
Okay, yung stroke kasi sir, sa utak.
Okay.
Yung heart attack po sa puso.
Okay.
Yung heart attack po, ang common cause po, ang unang sanhi po ng heart attack is still bara po. Yung pagbabara sa puso na yun is dahil po yun dun sa cholesterol na nakadikit dun sa dingding ng ugat na daanan ng dugo.
Which is hindi na nakakadaan yung dugo, nakakadalo yung dugo.
Dahil po dun sa napuno na po ng attachment ng mga cholesterol.
And that's where you can do mga angioplasty, mga ganon, di ba?
Angioplasty, sir, just to check po kung may bara po talaga yung ugat ng puso ng isang tao, at para din po malaman kung may coronary artery disease yung isang pasyente. Meron tayong 5 vessels, no,
Okay pa.
sa puso, no. Pag yung management is depends sa number po ng vessels na may pagbabara. Okay? So, for example, pag mga 2 vessel yung coronary artery disease, yung bara, yung patient po pwede mag-undergo ng angioplasty, no? And then kapag 3 or more po, coronary artery bypass graft.
Bypass na
Cabbage
yun.
po,
I see.
ayun.
Pero pagka ganun, Doc, nababalik sa dati ba yung function ng puso pagka naaagapan nito?
Yes, sir. Opo. Actually, sir, may certain hours kasi na tinitingnan kami from the time na nag-manifest po o nakaramdam yung pasyente ng chest pain.
Okay.
Kasi po, yung time period po na yun is yung best time po para magawa po yung, for example, kung hindi readily available yung mga angiogram, yung mga angioplasty, no, pumunta sa hospital na walang para mga advanced na ganong procedure po, pwede ka munang gumamit po ng mga anticoagulant.
Okay.
No? Pero po, may door-in, door-time po na period po yon para magawa yon. Kasi yung time na po na yon, yung certain hours na po na yun, doon lang po mas magiging epektibo yung gamot.
I see. So,
Okay.
kumbaga, there is a certain window
Window
time.
period po,
Yes.
opo.
Na kailangan whatever it is that you do is within that. It's just like also administering anesthesia.
Yes,
Yung
sir.
para bang kailangan everything is measured and everything is prepared according to the length of the procedure. Parang ganon.
Yes, sir.
Ikaw may timpla-timpla tayo.
Opo.
Okay.
Actually, kapag nakalampas ka ng time period, pwede pa rin naman po, pero hindi 100% garantiya na mag-e-effect yung binigay sa yung gamot.
Right.
Kasi still dapat within that time period.
Okay, so talagang everything has to be, parang it's like sumasayaw ka, the choreography within the procedure is
Yes, sir.
very
Opo.
important. And I think that's one thing that we need to, kaya nga para bang pagka sinasabi, magfa-fasting ka or hindi ka pwedeng, you will be wheeled in at a certain time, all of that may reason.
Ang dilema kasi ngayon, sir, no? For example, nag-heart attack, nag-chest pain, inatake ng pagsakit ng puso yung isang tao. It takes 2 to 3 days, minsan 5 days pa, bago pumunta ng hospital o bago
So,
magpa-consult.
okay, yun nga yung para bang inaatake na sila. Ano yung nagiging simptoma nito? Sikip lang ng dibdib in the early stages, di ba, Doc?
For heart attack po, nagkakaroon po ng pagsakit ng dibdib, parang pinipiga, is wheezing po, pero most of the time parang may nakadagan, mabigat, heavy chest
Okay.
pain po. Tapos kumakalat po ito sa
Like somebody
sa
sitting on
shoulder.
you.
Opo. Tapos yung iba nahihirapan pong huminga, nagdadiaphoretic, nagpapawis po, tapos madali pong mapagod.
Okay. So, pagka ganyan, dapat talagang kaagad-agad, you need to go to the hospital.
Opo.
Pagka, if it's caught early, Doc, ibig sabihin, if it's caught early, can we still, how would you say, save the patient? Pagka
Mas
ganon?
mataas po yung tsansa na makasurvive siya.
Okay.
Unlike po, kung papatagalin nyo pa po, mas magkakaroon ng maraming complication, and eventually, dito po kasi sa Philippines ay hindi lahat ay available po yung mga angiogram, angioplasty. So it depends po, lalo na kapag pumunta ka sa hospital na wala po yung ganun.
I see.
Lalo na din po kapag wala kang enough money. No, kasi kung wala kang enough money, yung procedure po na angiogram, angioplasty, cabbage po,
Mahal yun, no?
magagawa lang siya, sir, sa Philippine General Hospital, sa Philippine Heart Center.
Oo.
So other than that po, wala po. Kaya mas maganda, as early as possible po, magpakonsulta na sila.
Right, para again, in everything else, para bang prevention is
Yes.
better than
Opo.
cure. Pero Doc, from what I'm understanding from your explanation, mas instant ang stroke kaysa sa heart attack. Parang ganon? Tama? Parang, meaning to say, with heart attack, mas may time ka to get to the hospital and augment it? Or sa stroke, pwede rin?
Actually, sir, parehas lang sila.
Parehas sila. So, stroke is not that instant. It's parang meron din yan time frame. Ganun ba yon?
Ang mahirap kasi sa stroke, sir, kapag stroke kasi, minsan, nabubulol ka lang eh.
Oo, okay.
Yun lang, may slurring of speech pero wala kang body weakness. Yung iba po, biglang hindi makatayo kasi nab na po, hindi na maigalaw yung kaliwang bahagi ng katawan.
I see. Okay.
Yun po ay, yun po ay dapat magpakonsulta din po agad.
Agad, the moment.
Opo.
Basta, I guess the general rule is once you're not feeling normal, meron pagkakaiba sa normal mong kailangan anuhin mo na, no? Even if it's just the feeling of lanta or pagod or something like that, because you will never know kung ano yung underlying, no, Doc?
For example, sir, pag nag-complain yung isang pasyente na may masakit sa puso, hindi lang naman lahat ng sakit sa puso ay pwedeng i-attribute natin sa heart attack. So, pwedeng nag-acidic lang siya, acid peptic disease.
Yung heartburn.
No, yes, sir, heartburn. Pero kung ikaw, na wala ka namang background sa medisina, hindi mo madidistinguish kung yung ba talaga yung naramdaman mo.
I see, yes. So, better have yourself checked
Yes,
because
sir.
it could be as simple as a acid reflux,
sir.
or it could really already be a heart attack.
Yes, sir. Yung iba po kasi, nagiging kampante sila, ay, ang sakit ng dibdib ko, baka nag-acidic lang ako, nag-heartburn lang ako, so ipagpaliban ko muna. So yun po yung dilemma doon. Kaya po kaya po tumataas yung kaso ng death from heart attack and stroke is because of that po.
Okay. Doc, ito naman. Tulay naman tayo dun sa middle ground nilang lahat,
Yes,
because
sir.
this could actually be a trigger or a catalyst to get both the stroke and the heart attack. Punta naman tayo sa diabetes. Ano ba ang diabetes exactly? Kasi alam ko meron mga type 1, type 2, ganon. It's associated with sugar, with high sugar in the blood, di ba, Doc?
Yes,
Pero
sir.
ano ang nagko-cause nito at paano mo malalaman? I mean, di ba, syempre, to have your blood checked also. But are there any symptoms? Yung parang
Yes, sir. Sa diabetes po kasi, ang common symptoms po dyan is polyuria. Ibig sabihin yung tao po ihi ng ihi.
Okay.
Polydipsia, ibig sabihin po uhawin siya kaya inom siya ng tubig. And then, weight loss po. Napapansin mo, ay, bakit kaya biglang pumapayat tong tao na to? Yung kakilala nyo, bakit biglang pumapayat? Hindi lang naman lahat ng weight loss is attributed sa pulmonary tuberculosis or chronic disease or cancer. No. So, simpleng diabetes po, pwede pong mag-cause ng weight loss, ng pagpayat po. No?
Okay.
And then, always check po yung family history. No, kasi genetic is a very stronger factor po for you to develop later on ng diabetes.
I see. So if your
Opo.
parents, your grandparents have diabetes, the chances of you getting diabetes is much higher.
Yes po. So, it's very important to do laboratory like for example, fasting blood sugar and HbA1c kasi wala namang mawawala sa iyo eh.
Tama.
No? So, as early as malalaman mo kung paanong control ang gagawin mo sa pagkain, no? Yun po.
Okay, so para bang, and at least you can already be advised what foods to avoid
Yes,
and
sir.
what not to. And then again, Doc, I'm sure you will agree, exercise is very important
Yes, sir.
in this whole thing. Para bang food is just one, di ba?
Yes, sir, opo. Yung exercise po, again, kagaya po nung sinabi ko kanina, at least 30 minutes of brisk walking per day, at least maka 150 minutes ka per week.
Okay.
Okay
That
po.
and that is the bare minimum kung
Yes, sir.
tutuusin. Dapat kung kaya mong taasan yan, and if you have time to do it, it's also something that you should do. And again, understand your body. Diba, Doc?
Opo.
Kailangan maintindihan mo what's going on inside your body. Sige, Doc. Sa pagbabalik natin, we will talk about what's new at saka what we can do. Kung halimbawa, meron na tayo nitong mga cluster of lifestyle diseases, ano ba ang pwede pa natin gawin so that we can still achieve a quality life and functional life, because I think that is where everybody is really headed, di ba, Doc? Okay, sa pagbabalik ng Agapay Tatak Rosso Resol, don't go away, we will be right back.
The 2025 was a meaningful year for Bingo Plus Foundation. As our purpose grew, it was time for a new chapter. Introducing DigiPlus Foundation.
Education is the bridge to opportunities. Through the Future Smart program, we empower learners and educators nationwide. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply learning for a better future.
Healthcare should come with no barriers. Kalusugan Plus delivers medical missions and Embrace Plus mental health support which empower every Filipino through compassionate and accessible healthcare. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply healing. One patient, one community at a time.
Every dream deserves a chance. In Wish Plus, we grant wishes, empowering individuals, families, and communities together with their partners. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply hope, dignity, and possibilities.
Disasters don't wait. Through the Bayanihan Plus program, we mobilize immediate response and recovery efforts. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply the spirit of Bayanihan across the nation.
DigiPlus Foundation is committed to delivering on our promise to bring help within everyone's reach. When support becomes accessible, impact doesn't just grow, it multiplies.
Madaling pa mag-cash in sa Bingo Plus?
Official partner na namin ng Bayad Center.
Easy!
License ba yan ng Pagcor?
Kaya responsible gaming lagi.
Ang fun!
Gaming? Na may insurance?
Sa PhilFirst, insured ang wallet mo ng 1 million pesos.
Safe nga! Talaga namang...
Partnered with Bayad Center, licensed by Pagcor, protected by PhilFirst.
The best players succeed because they set boundaries. Every great athlete wins with control. Always have a game plan.
Welcome back to Agapay, Tatak, Rosa Rosal, and for our third and final body of this Doc, we will be talking about possible yung parang solutions, no, kung paano tayo how we can live a functional and quality life, because I think at the end of the day, this is what people are yung parang what they should be aiming for. At least maraming tao iniisip nila, I wanna buy this, I wanna buy that, I wanna make this much money, although okay, very aspirational, but at the end of the day, if you're not a healthy human being, you cannot enjoy anything that you've worked hard for. So totoo yung health is wealth, because to be able to get up in the morning, to eat what you want, to go where you want to go without, too much ado, I think that is one of the greatest gifts. Hindi ba, Dong?
Yes, sir. With regards, Doc, sir, sa stroke, no, yung cerebrovascular disease, regardless ko anong types niya, no, pwedeng yung tao umuwi ng bedridden, pwedeng hindi mo mababalik yung normal functional capacity niya. For example, nakakatayo, ayos yung pagsasalita, kahit na mag-undergo ka ng therapy, rehabilitation medicine, pwedeng hindi ka mag-improve, no? Lalo na, it depends kasi doon sa part ng brain na natamaan ng stroke, whether infarction, pagbabara, o bleeding, pagdudugo. Okay? Pero in heart attack naman po, no? As long as na nag-angiogram ka, tapos pag may makitang coronary artery disease, nag-undergo ka ng angioplasty, eventually, babalik ka sa normal, ipiprevent mo lang, magre-refrain ka lang from strenuous form of exercises.
Okay.
Pero wala po siyang functional disability, like for example,
permanent
disability na bedridden,
right
or left-sided or focal neurologic deficit, wala po.
So kumbaga, it could be inferred from dito, the effects of stroke is actually worse.
Yes, sir.
Tama, di ba? Because magkakaroon ito ng physical manifestation that unfortunately this is reversible.
Yes.
Irreversible.
Irreversible.
Irreversible. So kung ako ang nagkaroon ng stroke at tamaan yung speech ko, definitely yung career ko as a host and as a news anchor is already wala na. We will
Yes, sir.
we will end there. Kung baga, magkakaroon ka rin ng limitations, mabuhay ka man, nakakagalaw ka man, pero yung mga dati mong ginagawa or kung nagsasalita ka very clearly, napakahirap na maintindihan ka kung nagsuslur ka, di ba?
Tsaka sir, just to reiterate, no, yung mga taong nagkaroon previous history ng stroke, ng heart disease, mas mataas yung tsansa na maulit ito sa
Yun
kanila.
nga, Doc, so that it can happen again. So sabi nga nila, once you have your first stroke, you're more susceptible to the second stroke than if you never had it at all. Tama?
Yes, sir. So, that time na ma-experience ulit nila to, baka magdire-diretso.
So, kung baga,
malala
mas
po
worse,
siya,
malala.
Mas worse po siya.
Okay.
Ayun. So, napaka-importante pa din na dapat lagi nating iisipin na yung kung paano ipe-prevent tong mga uri ng diseases na ito.
Aba.
Kasi, para hindi tayo magsisi in the end.
Okay.
Okay? Yun.
Yung Doc, yung heart attack naman, same thing. Once you've had one heart attack, it's also, ano din ba yun?
Mas mataas po
Ang
yung tsansa
chances
na maulit po din yun.
na maulit din
Opo.
yun. So both are the same
Yes,
in
sir.
that aspect.
Opo.
Okay. With ano naman, with diabetes naman, di ba, Doc? If you're already diagnosed with diabetes, if your sugar has already gone past its boundaries, ang also wala nang cure ito, cure as in real cure, di ba? It's really all about management with medication and food and exercise, tama? But you can still live a normal life with normal values. You just have to remember that there is diabetes in your system.
Ang lagi po namin ina-advise sa mga patient namin na kapag nagsimula kang uminom ng maintenance medication, regardless kung for high blood or for diabetes,
Even cholesterol.
dapat po lagi may monitoring. For example, if you diagnosed with hypertension, dapat po daily, at least twice a day, may monitoring po kayo ng blood pressure and ililista nyo po yun sa maliit na
see.
notebook.
Okay.
And on that time ng follow-up check-up, ipapakita nyo po yun sa doktor.
Kasi yun ang pagbabasehan
Yun
nila.
po yung basis kung control po ba ng gamot na iniinom nyo yung blood pressure mo. Kasi kung
Right,
hindi,
right.
sayang lang po yung pera sa pag-inom ng gamot at hindi naman po lahat ng gamot ay okay. For example, pag tumataas ang kreya mo, may mga gamot sa high blood na hindi pwedeng ibigay.
Kasi
Ganun
yun,
po.
magti-trigger naman yun ang
Opo.
kreya.
Same po with diabetes, okay? So kapag may diabetes po, dapat po may regular na CBG monitoring po, yung tutusok po sa daliri and ililista din po. And
That's
that time
the
na-
fasting blood
Yes,
sugar.
sir.
Doc, ano ang normal nun? Di ba yung fasting should be 80 to 120, no? Parang lumalabas ganon, tama? That's within normal range.
Yes, sir.
Anything fasting over 120 is already on the high side.
Actually, sir, pwede po at least 130 to 140 before meals, pre-meals.
Pre-meals.
Yung fasting, no?
Kung random naman.
Kung random po, at least hindi po abot ng 200.
Okay. So 160, 180, we're still safe, kumbaga.
181.
180 kung random. It's
Yes,
still
sir.
generally safe.
Apo.
Still within normal ranges. Okay. Doc, eto naman pagka ganyan, no, pagka may diabetes ka, ano ang alam ko, kidneys, ang pancreas, ang ano nito, no, para bang
Kidneys, sir.
kidneys. Yung renal failure, that could be the end of diabetes, right?
Kaya nga, sir, dapat po kapag po na-diagnose ka na may diabetes, every 3 months, dapat may monitoring ka ng urinalysis just to check if there is proteinuria ng creatinine po. Kung nag-azotemia ka, meaning tumataas po yung creatinine mo, no? Para po ma-prevent yun.
Okay. Okay, Doc, pahabol, no? Since you did bring it up, protein, no? May mga nagsasabi daw, pagka umiihi ka, ito, para sa aming mga cameramen, ha? Kailangan yung kung umiihi ka at mabula, yung mabula na parang sinasabon yung tubig, di ba meron health implication yon?
Opo, sir. Pwede pong dahil sa protein na yun, albumin.
Okay. Which is not good. Dapat kasi
dapat po wala.
Dapat wala.
Dapat clear na walang bubbles.
Pero what if in a day, meron time na clear na walang bubbles? Meron bubbles. Paano yun?
dapat po i-check natin baka mamaya dehydrated po pala tayo.
May bubbles din ang dehydration.
Opo, baka po hindi enough yung iniinom nating tubig, kaya po pag-check natin ng ihi natin is nagbabli, mabula po.
Kasi
Yun,
yung mga
pwede po.
iba, mga toilet, parang after umihi yung biglang makikita mo, parang nag-bubble bath dito. That's not a good
Opo.
sign, di ba? That's
Pero
concerning.
i-observe nyo po kung mabilis mawala.
Okay lang yun.
Pero kapag medyo matagal, ang tagal na tapos di pa rin po nawawala, yun po may significant, may pertinent reason po kung bakit po nagkakaganon.
So that is another yung para bang sign that you really need to have yourself checked. At saka
Yes, sir.
mura lang naman ang urinalysis in a
Opo.
very basic stage, di
Yes,
ba? Oo. Kung wala naman problema, it ends with urinalysis. Pagka syempre may nakita sa urinalysis, i-escalate to another test, di
Yes,
ba?
sir.
Okay. So, Doc, at this point, no, para bang considering Filipinos with their lifestyle, with all of these risk factors, no, tapos yung mga Filipino food is the oiliest pa naman. It's not like Vietnamese or Japanese food na you can, you know, that you have options, no.
Yes, sir.
Filipino, alam mo naman. I mean, by its nature, di ba? It's really fatty, oily, and a lot of those other stuff, no. Ano ang maa-advise nyo sa ating mga kababayan, ating mga viewers, no, to take better care of their health?
Siyempre sir, unang-una po, no, yung tawag dito, dapat low salt, o mababa yung sodium content, yung fats po dapat hindi fatty foods, hindi more on fatty foods. Tapos pag maggugulay po kayo, no, wag nang gisa para hindi ka na kung alam niyo po yung bulang lang na luto, mas okay po yun kumpara kung igigisa mo. Kasi kung igigisa mo gulay nga, wala, may choice pa din ng oil yun.
Okay, at saka if you cook too much, di ba, Doc?
Yes, sir.
Yung nutrition, yung sustansya ng pagkain ay nalulose in translation sa pagluluto, di ba?
Opo.
So, kailangan not too much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, otherwise it will become placebo also, di ba? It will just be fiber.
Yes, sir.
With nothing in it. Okay. So, and then, kung alimbawa, how often should they visit their physician? Meaning, how often should they get their blood tests? And yearly ba ito? Annual talaga?
Kapag may comorbidity, like for example, diabetes po, high blood po, ang regular talaga dyan is every 3 months. Pero for example, nagkaroon ka ng baseline normal, tapos wala kang comorbidity, pwedeng every 6 months, sir, as long as na, syempre, mag-monitor ka din ng blood pressure mo from time to time, lalo na kapag may lahi ka ng high blood, kapag may lahi ka ng diabetes, pwede kang mag-monitor ng CBG, no, just to check. Kasi ang CBG kasi, anytime, tsaka yung pagkuha ng blood pressure, anytime, pwede mong magawa. Pero, yung mga blood test, mga minimum, mga 3 months, 6 months,
I see. Okay.
ganun po.
Okay, so para bang just be regular, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Saka again, you have to be kailangan na lang talagang natin to be responsible for that. We have to be intentional,
Yes, sir.
kumbaga,
Opo.
yun ang importante. Yung para bang also understand, no, this is my advice para naman sa ating mga kababayan, ating mga viewers, no, is your doctor is actually your best friend kung tutuusin.
Yes, sir.
Because
Opo.
they would be the one to guide you on how to keep yourself healthy. But meron din tayong mga good news, no, sa mga ilan government hospitals. Do kanina off-cam we were talking about zero balance billing. Can you tell us
Opo.
a little bit about that
Opo.
before we close?
Okay. Ang dilema kasi natin dito, iisipin ng mga less fortunate na kapag nagkasakit sila, ay baka end na nila. No, hindi
Kasi walang pera.
Wala. Yung dilema kasi nila, problema na is wala silang pera. Pero dahil dun sa programa po ng DOH, tsaka ng Department of Health po, tsaka ng PhilHealth, yung zero balance billing po, makakatulong po ito na wala pong babayaran yung mga pasyente kapag pumunta po ng government institution.
Okay.
Opo. Ang nagiging dilema lang dito is problem is kapag sobrang daming pasyente.
Okay, which is hindi kaya it's not because hindi natin gustong gawin, but hindi kaya ng capacity ng hospital para i-entertain at saka accommodate rather
Yes,
lahat
sir.
ng mga
Opo.
pasyente. So again, you have to be more intentional na para hindi ka na umabot doon sa point na para kang magsa-stampede inside the
Opo.
hospital because you need immediate care.
Opo. So, dapat talaga, lagi nating iisipin is prevention is better than cure. Kasi, para hindi ka na pumunta, kagaya ng sinabi yun, na emergency room, so by that, maagapan mo yun eh. Kasi, alam mo na kung ano yung dapat mong tignan sa katawan mo.
And actually, no, Doc, to modify that a bit is prevention is already cure in itself because once you're preventing things, hopefully you will never even develop
the
it.
disease.
So para bang, and that alone is already cure.
Yes,
it's
sir.
still easier to manage. It's still easier to ano ay para bang a healthy lifestyle and being moderate than being intensive and having to also cure it intensively. So again, Doc, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga no-no. So because this is nga, no, syempre, sa diabetes, sugar, carbs, ganyan, medyo kailangan tayo mag-curb. Pero sa stroke at saka heart attack, Doc, last na ito, ano ang kontribusyon ng alak at paninigarilyo?
Actually, sir, pag maninigarilyo ka kasi nagkakaroon kasi yung smoking ng epekto doon sa mga blood vessel, no? So, eventually, later on, pwede mag-lead into hypertension. Then, eventually, pag uncontrolled yung hypertension, pwede mag-lead sa stroke or even heart attack po, no? Ayun po. So, yung alak po, no, mataas to sa calories. So, pag mataas yung calories natin, pwedeng tumaas yung cholesterol. Okay, then eventually, may lead din sa hypertension as one of the dreadful complication ng hypertension is stroke and heart attack.
Okay. So again, yung para bang let us avoid or at least yung para bang with drinking moderately pwede naman pero don't go excessively.
Yes, sir.
Diba, Doc?
Opo.
Okay. Doc, any final messages to our viewers yung para bang for them to be able, I know we did talk about it pero para lang for them to be reminded na alagaan nila yung sarili nila because yan lang ang kontrolado natin sa mundo yung mga ibang mga bagay. We cannot control the weather, we cannot control certain aspects, but at least yung katawan natin is something that we have yung para bang control over.
Always do daily exercises, no? At least 30 minutes ng brisk walking per day. If you can do jogging, why not? Okay lang po yun. And then, syempre, dapat sasabayan natin po ito ng tamang choice ng food, no? So, dapat hindi ganun kaalat, hindi mga matataba. Please refrain from eating fast foods, no? Yung mga oily foods. Tapos po, if you always check sa family kung may history kayo ng high blood, diabetes, and then pag ma-recognize nyo na meron, and then always consult sa doktor para magkaroon ka ng baseline na laboratory, then just to check po kung tumataas na po pala yung sugar nyo, yung FBS, HbA1c, or yung mga hypertensive workup, for example, yung mga cholesterol, yung sa kidney, yung sa atay.
Yes.
So, ito po ay part po ng prevention para later on, hindi po tayo mag-develop ng ganitong klase ng mga sakit.
Okay. Again, prevention is worth tons and tons of cure. Yun. So, ayun, Doc, thank you very much for, sharing this with us. And hopefully, that it will also help yung ating mga viewers to be able to understand their bodies more and be open to it. Diba? Yung itong pagkakaroon ng sakit is hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, sa kapitbahay lang yan or kanino lang yan. I mean, it could very well happen to you and in your own body. So, understand it para hindi mangyari.
Opo, diba, kasi wala pong pinipili yung high blood diabetes tsaka stroke. Even yung heart attack, wala po. Any person can develop that, can have that disease.
Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin porkit bata pa ako ay hindi ako it's not applicable to me. It can happen to anyone, male or female at any given age. Okay. So, thank you very much. Once again, Dr. Philip Sosing, Internal Medicine, Las Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center. Doc, any clinic hours or para sa ating that at least if may mga tanong sila, saan kanila pwedeng hagilapin kung baga kung if they want to consult po.
For private institution po, hospital po, I'm affiliated sa Cavite's Asia Medical Center. Every Tuesday po, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Every Saturday po, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And San Pedro Calungsod Medical Center po, every Monday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and every Friday po, 4 to 6 p.m. Saturday, every 9 to 11 a.m. I'm also affiliated with one of the DOH hospital in the South po, Las Piñas General Hospital and Satellite Trauma Center. Thank you, sir.
Doc, napaka-busy talaga. Ang dami ng schedule na yun, wala na kayong time. Okay, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And sa uulitin, Doc, thank you very much. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Philip Sosing, listening and I hope marami tayong natutunan itong episode na ito. Ako marami rin akong natutunan na habang kinakausap ko si Doc, meron akong mga plano sa isip ko na kailangan kong paigtingin sa sarili kong buhay. So, nagpapaalam na po sa ngalan po ni Rosa Rosal. Ako po si William Theo. Catch us again next week on Agapay Tatak Rosa Rosal.
Ako po si Ox Baliado, ang host po ng The Game Changer. Umeere po tuwing araw ng Martes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. Ganon din, kabilang po ako sa programang The PH Insider on TV. Kasama ko siyempre ang aking mga kagrupo, si Attorney Rizandro Unay, at ganon din si Attorney Eugene Riego at si Professor Dennis Coronacion every now and then. Bahagi din po tayo ng D8 Patrol na umeere po Lunes hanggang Biyernes, prime time sa hapon, alas 4 o alas 5:30 hanggang alas 6 po ng gabi. Ang unahin po natin ng Game Changer, layunin po natin na